Hey Doodles, it's Smurf here, and today we're looking at the 120 Brutfuner square pencils. I bought these last month through AliExpress, and I've been playing with them a bit. I'll just go ahead and get them out of the sleeve, which is tougher than it looks. So as you can see, I've kind of scratched it up and had my greasy little mitts all over it. These pencils I butchered a bit while I was using my pencil sharpener, conical sharpener. I don't know. Anyway, so I butchered some of them. This was the order they came in when I got them. I spent a lot of time with a Chinese translation app translating these. I don't know if they'll all be 100% correct, but it was a lot of fun anyway. There was one in here and it was translated out to, what was it, chocolate hazelnut butter. So I just called that one Nutella. So anyway, so I've put the names in the swatch. So the pencils themselves are very nice. They feel nice being a square shape. They're pretty good in the hand. They're very soft and I do like it. I'm going to do a buddy colour with them. So that should be fun, learning to use them. I've already done some swatching with them, but I'm going to swatch out my finished swatch I've prepared. Yeah, you can download this for free from my Gumroad page and fill in your own. But as you can see, the pigment is just right there. So when I fill out my swatches, I just do one light layer, and then a second light layer, and then a third light layer, and then a bit of burnishing at the end so I can see what the colour looks like when it's intense. So I've just put the swatch in the order I received them in. So I imagine other people received their sets in the same order. I'm not 100% sure, obviously I only have one set. But yeah, so far I'm enjoying them. Definitely quite different for me having softer pencils. I've got my full set of Prismacolors sitting there that I still haven't really done too much with. I've picked out a couple of pencils and tried a couple of pencils out just to compare them to other things like my gold fabbers, as they're very waxy as well. And I don't know whether, these are actually oil based. It says on the carton oily pencils, but my interpretation with that is that by oily pencils they mean that they're colouring pencils and not water soluble, or maybe they're just trying to appeal to the people who are perhaps after oily ones. But for example, I've got my polychromos that I've been using and they are oil based mostly. Of course they've got a little bit of wax in them. They feel like 100% different to these. I can see the lid disappearing as I colour with these. With the polychromos, I'm actually really stunned how little you need to sharpen them. And so, yeah, my back's a bit better today. I still can't walk straight, walking like a duck, but I'm at my desk, as you can see. I'm just trying to limit how much I move, and taking it easy, basically avoiding anything that I don't have to do. And yeah, I don't have to do this, but I like to do this. It actually distracts me from the pain, so I'm pretty sure there are a lot of other people out there who suffer with chronic pain who will tell you the same about their colouring. Just gives you something else to focus on rather than just being left with your pain in your brain. So I can't really sit here for too long a time. without getting quite uncomfortable, but I can do it in small bursts, so I'm just adapting and dealing with it as best I can. When this happens and my back gets really bad like it is, I feel useless because I can't quite function normally. You know, like at the moment I can't even put my shoes on, it hurts too much. So I'm just using slip-ons, you know, like jandals or thongs or whatever you call them in your country, or wearing my slippers. But yes, I'm finding these Brutfuner pencils rather enjoyable. It'll be interesting to see what I think of my 180 set that I am yet to crack open. So yeah, anyway, I suppose I won't actually do a speed through of this swatch. I can't be bothered turning my camera on and off as I need to get up and get away from my chair and try and walk, even if it is like a duck, and not stay locked in one position too much. Which was half of why I decided to get out of bed. I can't get comfortable anywhere anyway, so may as well be uncomfortable and in pain whilst doing something that I deem productive. I'll just finish this top line and then I'll switch the camera off and show you the finished result. Be interesting to see what I think of these, because I've heard a lot of people compare these to Prismacolor. Like, if you can't afford Prismacolor, get the square Brutfuners. I'll see whether I agree with that. In other news, I've been doing a little bit of online shopping. Not for anything interesting, like art supplies or whatnot. I actually just purchased a laser printer because I'm getting sick of my inkjet. Sometimes the ink will bleed into the coloured work. Doesn't even matter, it can be pencils, just depends. Also, you know, it's like I can't be bothered waiting. Piss off, flies, I'm sick of summer. I cannot be bothered waiting for, what, 48 hours so that the ink's perfectly dry. I'm too impatient for that. So I thought it was high time I just got myself a laser printer. So that was fun. Did a lot of research online as to, out of the laser printers that were available to me, which one would print on the kind of card that I want it to. Paper, you know, thicker papers, whether it could handle that kind of jazz. And while I was doing that, I also found some drawing paper reams that I'm going to try. So I got them in I got 3 different reams, and they are, I got a 240 GSM ream, which has 450 pages in it. I got a 160 GSM ream, which has 200 pages in it, and I got a 120 GSM ream that has 250 pages in it. So it will be interesting to see and test, you know, the coloured pencils on them and see what I like. Oh, went outside the lines. Doesn't really matter. It's just a swatch. Look at that. I said I was going to turn the camera off and I still haven't. Honestly, can't be bothered getting up now. I just want to colour in my swatch. So yeah, can't wait for the paper and the printer to turn up. Be fun having a play with that. Got some pretty big plans on some things I can do with that printer. For example, like as I showed in my colouring book haul video, I bought a few of the Hannah Lynn books. Anyway, I ended up on her website and she's got PDF downloads of 3 of the 4 books, but it was in a package. So I got those 3 books that I already own in PDF and a Halloween themed one for free. So I've got 3 of my 4 books in PDF, so I can print them out on whatever paper I want and colour them in as much as I like. So that'll be good for while I'm learning, or practicing, or learning, yeah, both, skin tone. So I thought, oh well, I've bought the actual books, plus I've bought the PDFs now, so I'll just have at it. So I don't mind supporting people, especially when, like, I know her cut from the Amazon books is going to be okay, you know, like better than what I've heard about royalties when you're with a publisher. But in saying that, that could be just a New Zealand thing, I'm not too sure when it comes to publishing. But you know, she gets a higher percentage of what she sells the book for. And then with the PDF download, which was from her site, I imagine, aside from card processing fees, she gets the whole shebang. So I find that's quite good. Anyway, I've got a visitor. So I finished the swatch, and so this is the order that the pencils came in, and that's alright. I don't mind how they sit. It's not annoying me too much, so that's cool. Yeah, these names on them, I got the translations with a translation app, and then some of them I changed slightly. For example, 065, I've named it 21st birthday because the meaning for it was coming of age party, and that seemed like a real dumb name for a pencil if you ask me. So they're just on there for a bit of fun. And yeah, so you can download this from my Gumroad page. It's free, and yeah, you can swatch your pencils in. Some people don't like swatching pencils, and I have a couple of reasons why I like to swatch pencils. For me, I've got this weird thing where I can't tell the difference between certain hues. So, for example, I get confused between teals and blues. I get confused between dark purples and navy blues, that kind of thing. So for me, it's easier if I've got them swatched out, because if they're swatched out, I can compare them to other things, so I can tell that this is a teal shade, whereas if it was by itself, I might think it was blue. Yeah, so that makes that easier for me. And also another reason, bloody phone going off, notifications, go away. Another reason I like to swatch them is because when it's Anne. I'm trying to record, Anne. It's just Pretty Pages 71 messaging me on Instagram direct message. Anyhow, what was I saying? Oh, because I can reference them when I'm picking colours and that kind of thing, and then I don't have to constantly, even though I've done it here, right? I don't always have to swatch out my colours to see what I want to use, which to me is going to waste less of my pencil lead. So that's probably another good reason to swatch. Anyhow, that's enough from me rambling on. So these Brutfuner square coloured pencils, I can see why so many people like them. They are quite joyous to use from what I've seen so far. Obviously I haven't done any blending or anything, but what I will be doing is with all the pencils I own, because I'm going to be using them quite heavily this year, towards the end of the year I will actually not exactly do a review. I'll probably just do one video where I say what I do like about which pencil sets, what I don't like, and that kind of thing. So it shall be interesting. So there you go, get your hands on your free swatch if you want it, obviously, but it's there, it's free. I had fun making it, as I always do. So yeah, until next time, keep on doodling, and if you're a colorist, keep on colouring.